Hey man, remember that last couple that they came to me for renting, but they found out that they actually buy?
Yeah, man, that was cool. There was people, they were shocked. They were absolutely blown away when we said that we can get them $12,500 for a down payment. So yeah, that was cool.
Let's talk about that today, guys. Oh, hey there. That's my new buddy. He comes in every time now. We're gonna have to put you in the credits.
Exactly.
But guys, there's a lot of people out there renting right now and don't think that they could buy. It's definitely worth a talk. I'm here with Chris with Fidelity Lending, and this is something we talk about a lot. So let's kind of get into that,
I think that one of the biggest things that prompted that situation was when you were trying to show them different things, and it just wasn't coming up because they had a dog, and they couldn't find a place that was pet friendly.
Yes.
And so that kind of led to a conversation. I'm glad you were quick on your toes and you said, hey, let's give Chris a call, and that's when we started talking. And most people don't realize that by the time you throw in first, last, security, everybody thinks like, oh, I don't need to have good credit to rent, but you do.
People want almost better.
Yeah.
Like right now, most rentals, they're asking for 650 minimum.
Yes.
Absolute minimum credit score.
Yeah.
And what can we work with on some purchases?
We can go down to 620 and below.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you can't get a rental with that.
Yeah.
And the other thing, they're also asking right now for first, last, and security, which on average right now, you're $7-8 grand.
Yeah. And that was what really woke up, the last people that we were talking about is that, okay, they were like, hey, listen, I know that I need $7 or $8 grand, but I don't have any more. And we're like, time out, you don't need any more because we had the down payment assistance. Now, the other kind of cool thing, and this is the question that I have, and maybe we can kind of reach out to everybody and say, hey, listen, you're about to do your taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to get any money from your taxes?
Bam.
And, so between the taxes, down payment assistance money, an anomaly, dude, this just happened yesterday. Got a phone call from a realtor. She's like, listen, my clients are a little tight. I go, hey, listen, why don't you go in the next one on an offer and maybe offer up list price and say, hey, would you give me back a couple grand towards closing costs? They got it.
There you go. And that's what we're here for, to negotiate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that worked out really, really good. But I mean, your people, no doubt, they were really excited.
Yeah.
And, I think it was cool. The dog now has a place that the dog can run around. And they were thinking, remember what they were saying?
It's like triple whammy. It's like triple whammy. Like, credit's just missing. You got a big pet, and not enough. So, I mean, it's funny and I love it. That's what I love about this business, that this is a solution. Home ownership is not only this pie in the sky kind of thing that people dream about. Yes, I mean, it's an amazing thing, but it could be actually even a solution to your issues, just like it was here.
And I'm glad you brought up a solution, because one of the things that I'm finding now, as my clients get older, okay, and, I've had a couple, not enough, but I've had a couple, keep the home that they buy first, buy another one, rent out that initial one, okay? Now you move down the ladder 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah.
I just had a couple sold that first house, pocketed $250,000.
Changes your life.
Exactly, because that was the ability for the husband to retire.
Yep.
He had some health issues and it was a sad situation. So really, they were really struggling. Lucky, they picked up the phone and called me and they said, hey, Chris, we want to come in and talk.
Yeah.
And we actually sat down and talked, and it didn't work out that we got a mortgage. It worked out that they actually sold that other investment property because it really wasn't cash flowing the way they wanted it to cash flow, because unfortunately a family member was in there, so they weren't getting the max dollars. But when we turned around and sold it to that family member, and then they pulled out their equity, they were able to retire because they paid off their house. So that little bit helped to wipe out a $2,200 a month payment, and that was just enough to get them over the edge to say, hey, yes, I can retire. Like a lot of things that we're talking about, these first-time home buyers, this potentially could be a retirement income or a retirement asset.
Oh, yeah.
That down the road, maybe you don't think about it now, but 20 years down the road, if you pay that house off, every day you wake up, that's an annuity.
Yes, right in the pocket. So let me ask, you brought up something. When it comes to buying like an investment home, do you guys take say we're going to rent it out, do you guys take that rental income into account with what? Yeah, I've always been curious about that. Yep. How does that work?
Okay, so what happens is we can't just arbitrarily pick a number, right? We can't just say, hey, tell them it's $3,000, $3,500, right? No, we get what's called a comp rent analysis.
Okay, I do those all the time.
Yep. So we get a comp rent analysis, and then we take that figure, whatever the comp rent would be, and we use that to offset what the future mortgage would be. So that's how we get a lot of people to qualify for investment properties.
Awesome. Yeah, man. So guys, you know, this goes back to, I think we touch this every time. You know, before you get too far, before you count yourself out, before you start making plans, you know, you see what you qualify for. You might be able to get a whole lot more than you think you can. And that goes back to, you know, just give Chris a call. You know, it's what I do. Anytime I'm working with somebody, I say, hey, well, before we get too far into this, let's see what we could actually do, you know?
Yeah. You know, I know that there's not tons of them out there, but we had a client we closed last month. The client really wanted to be a homeowner. Okay, really wanted to be a homeowner. Income just really wasn't there. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of income. So we threw out the option of, hey, listen, see if you can find a duplex. He found a duplex. Wow. Half of it was rented. Already.
So you can count that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
We did that comp rent, made sure that it fit within the mold of what it was, and it was actually $50 less.
Wow.
But that enabled that young man to purchase his first home.
And so what kind of loan is this?
We did, that one was an FHA loan. We had a little lower credit score.
So you can do FHA with multifamily?
Yep.
That's another one.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
man.
so it really, really worked out good because going FHA, we were to have a little bit wider ratios. Going FHA, we actually had a little bit better payment because his credit scores weren't as high. Okay, so it really worked out, and he's backwards. He's backflipping and everything like that because his ability to really, unfortunately, you know, for what he does, his profession doesn't pay super well.
Yeah.
So, you know, his ability to have a huge retirement income probably isn't going to be there. But if he turns around with this duplex and holds on to the duplex, okay, and it's going to really cash flow well because he's going in and he's going to fix up his side, move the renter over. They already agreed to it.
Yeah.
He wants to fix up the other side, and now it's going to take a while because, you know, again, he's not flush with cash. But I think he's doing it the smart way, okay? He's going into Home Depot, and he's going into Lowe's. He's buying the cabinets right off the shelf, you know, but he's making it, you know, nicer than what it is. But he'll be able to do that, up the rents, okay? And then this way he'll have something for himself down the road. You know, I mean, he's a younger guy. He's at 28 years old, you know, so, you know, 30 years, he'll be 58. He'll have a paid off duplex. You know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden you're like, hey, you know what? That's not a bad additional income.
Now you have options. You know, he could either, you know, rent the other side out, move on, get something himself,
that's the
sell
goal.
it, move up. There's lots of options, guys. There are options. You know, it's such a beautiful world we live in, and especially working closely with the actual lender who has all of the different products that could really move around in the market and make things happen for you. You know,
you know, a lot of what we're talking about is different scenarios, right?
Yes.
And the reason why I like talking about different scenarios and different stories is just to let people know, hey, man, maybe every story that we tell has nothing to do with you, okay? But it's telling you not everybody fits into this nice little box. You know, like we have different stories. And like you said, for the different stories, we have different programs.
Yes.
And with those different programs, we create people's home ownership. And kind of tying all back what you said at the very beginning is, this is a great job, and it's more fun when you can say to somebody, hey, I know that 3 or 4 other people said no.
Yes.
But we're saying yes.
Yeah.
And we're saying yes because we're getting creative. We're getting into that outside the box thinking. And I know that you and I have talked about that outside the box thinking for years and years and years. And I think one of the things that is really helpful is your background, because you've done different things. You've come across different people and different paths and different stories and different things like that. So immediately when you got into this business, your eyes were wide open to different things, you know, and I think that's what makes you so good at what you do.
Well, thank you.
Is that you're never sitting there thinking, okay, I got this one box that I like to work with.
No.
You don't. The different people that you stumble across in your past and in your future is great. I mean, it's awesome because you really hit all walks of life.
Yeah, and it's funny, and I kind of call them my tribe because I'm not in the box. You know, I live a lot different than a lot of people, you know, what would consider that perfect cookie cutter, you know. But so let's finish off, you know, something a lot of people want to hear about, rates. Where are we at with it? What do you think? What are your predictions? And of course, they're just predictions. Yep. You know. So the unfortunate news that we heard was that within the last week, this has kind of come out that they're concerned. The Fed is concerned that the economy isn't slowing down as fast as they would have liked to. They kind of wanted to get things more in check. And so it appears from all indications on the outside looking in that we may see another rate increase. Okay. I'm hoping that we don't, but this is the call. So like we're raising the flag here saying, okay, listen, if you're going to do something, let's do it quick because, you know, come the summer, we might see another rate increase. Okay. Now, what people don't realize is, you know, there's that old adage, you know, like sometimes when you sit and you wait, it costs you money. Oh, yeah. This could be one of those things. So, like, that's why we want to jump on you guys now and say, hey, listen, guys, you're going to get your tax refund money. We have down payment assistance money. We have a lot of different things out there. Let's take advantage of these programs now while we have them and while rates are still a little bit lower because you don't want to turn around and say, well, you know, I'm going to wait a little bit to get more of a deposit and then all of a sudden it winds up costing you the $30, $40, $50 a month. Yeah. That's not my money. That's not your money. That's your money. Yeah. You know, and if you want to keep that $50 in your pocket, let's talk now about what we can do. Yeah. The other thing is right now, you and I were talking about this right before we started this, is that same thought process that, hey, listen, the sellers now are starting to get a little bit more of a, well, you know, maybe I need to either come down in the price of the home or maybe I can kick back a little bit towards closing costs. That'll help put money in your pocket too. So definitely now is the time. Yeah. And, you know, like they say, marry the house, date the rate. That's it. You know? So, yeah, no, that's good. I always like getting that insight from you, you know, because you hear a lot of stuff on the news. And once again, you know, all we know is what has happened. Right. We can hear what they said that they're thinking about doing. Right. All we know is where we're at today. All we know is your situation. You know, what you need for your family, what you need for your life, what you need for your pets. Yeah. You know, so and that's all we could really go by. So once again, man, great time hanging and talking with you today. Fun hanging with you. Any parting thoughts for the people out here watching? Okay, guys, I just want you to know one thing. I have been told many, many a times that the gentleman to my left is probably one of the most amazing barbecue men on the planet. So I'm going to put out a challenge that maybe next time we do this over a little barbecue. Okay. We sit there and we kind of like throw a little recipe of the day. Okay. Into the end of our I can do that. I won't give away all the secrets. Yep. But I'll give away some stuff. A little tweaking tip. A little bit of technique, a little bit of the recipe secrets. I can do that, man. Yeah, that's the deal. Maybe we'll go out into the field. Okay. A field presentation. Okay. Yeah, I'm down. Maybe by then I'll get a new little some lavalier mics is what they call. There you go. Yeah. See, I'm learning, guys. These are gonna get better and better. Cool. Well, yeah. Thank you, man. Challenge accepted. Okay. Next time, we're going to be doing some barbecue. And you guys, if we might have a couple people, if you guys want to come out and hang out with us while we do this and be some taste testers, we invite you. Reach out, personal message me, and we'll get you set up. We'll tell you where we'll be, and we'll have some barbecue, maybe even a beer or a cocktail if you like. Yeah. Not for everybody, but if you like, we can have that for you. And we'll see you next month. Cool. Monthly Mortgage Minute. There we go. Peace, guys.